souls, my name is Samantha James. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Today we have a pick a card for you, and it's going to be your life purpose. What is the purpose of your life? That is such a loaded freaking question. I'm gonna do my best to answer it, or at the very least, I'm gonna draw you on to the right path, a path that is healthy for you and good for you. And honestly, I don't think I'm gonna say anything in this reading that you don't already intuitively know, but Spirit is gonna give you some really cool messages, so are the angels, and we might pull up some things that create a big synchronistic reminder for you. So with that said, we have pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. If you're new to pick your cards, what you're gonna do is pause the video and figure out whichever pile or crystal you're drawn to the most. For this kind of question, honestly, really meditate on it, think about it, contemplate, all that good stuff, and then go down below in the description box and find your timestamp, and then I will see you all at your reading. So I did the intro, you guys, hello group number 1, and it landed at 1 minute and 11 seconds, and then the dryer goes off. Group number 1, hello, hi. We might have a full reading full of funny things happening, because that is the angels and guides way of saying you are in the right place. Today we are going to be talking about your life purpose. If you chose this beautiful, I swear, sometimes I know it, sometimes I don't. I believe it's pink opal that's like speckled, because it has those rivet, I don't know. It's like I am really on point with the crystals, and then I'm not. It's like I lose it and then I gain it. All that. So we have a lot of freaking cards, and we don't have a tarot deck. I just realized that. Okay. I'm going to be using the Angel Wisdom Tarot. Radole Valentine is a really awesome guy who is a tarot card reader as well, and recently started making tarot decks. He was on Gaia on the show Open Minds, which is one of my favorite shows on there. If you are interested in learning more about his methods of tarot, definitely check him out. We're going to use this deck. We're going to put it to the side though, and we're going to pull your oracle to start. So I have this one card for the very end. This is the You Are Magic card. Let's get into it. Group number 1, don't mind my nails. What is your life purpose? To start, we have Warrior Woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? Warrior Woman or Warrior Man, if we have our gents out there. We have Priestess, okay, or Priest. Maybe this is very feminine-centric reading here. How are you being called to step up and lead? Get grounded, empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. We've called. Wow, and you guys, these are 2 different decks. So how are you being called to step up and lead? And then we have called, soul gifts, and training. It's time to step up. So like if you didn't get the message the first time. Okay, this is really cool. We have child of the cosmos. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. Jackson, come on, enough. Okay. These are beautiful. Really, really beautiful. So let's pull your angel oracle. We have take divinely guided change, organize for success, unlimited ideas, we have indigo and crystal children, clairsentience, and courage. How do I fit this all in here? And we have for your runes oracle, Nothes, which is all about time and we'll get into that. Okay, let me make sure we are in frame. Perfect. So group number 1, I kind of want to get more of this candle in here. Okay, group number 1, your life purpose. Wow, I mean, shit. Here's the thing. Nobody can tell you your life purpose. Like, kind of, if you skipped over the intro, I talked about that. The best that we can do is help lead you onto the right path, or tell you something that you already know, but you question it because it comes from yourself and you question yourself. And you just need to hear it from somebody else. And I guess also with that thought, your life purpose can range. Not everything is about being like rich and famous or like destined to be some sort of crazy like shaman person. I don't know what I was trying to, in my head I was visualizing like Tony Robbins. I don't fucking know. But you know what I mean? That is easily tied into this loop of like purpose. And not one or the other types of life makes you more purposeful and gives you greater or lesser value. Like if you decided to just be a mom, that doesn't decrease your value in any type of way. In fact, I guess what I'm trying to lead with is every single soul, whether you like them or not, is here on purpose. That is their purpose, to be here. So with that said, as the pre-disclaimer, group number 1, you are not ordinary, and you might treat yourself like you're ordinary. And so your reading is not about me saying like you're gonna be a mom or a dad, although that could be part of your life. This is me saying you're fucking special, bruh, and you know that, and you've known that, and you have either pushed that part of yourself down for whatever X, Y, and Z, bills, kids, drama, life, all sorts of shit probably could get in the way. Or you haven't been set up with the right amount of reassurance and validation of these spiritual gifts. Again, for whatever reason, X, Y, and Z. You grew up religious, you grew up in a household that doesn't commend this kind of stuff. You have to hide tarot, whatever. So, but we're here now. And that is what is important. Because your life purpose, group number 1, is to be some sort of leader, some sort of priestess, some sort of channel for the divine. Quite literally, you're very connected. Everyone in their own way is a channel for the divine, some more than others. And not because they're like more special, but because I don't know what the reason is. I don't know what the reason is. I just know that some are more connected. Maybe it's because they're more empathic, maybe it's because they're more intuitive, maybe it's because they're better listeners and they can take that information and share that with others, aka myself, not to toot my own horn, but like that's what I'm doing right here with you. This is not news, this is not shit that I'm making up, this is in the cards, quite literally. I'm a channel for the divine, trying to give you this information and push you even more, because the divine has been asking you to take some divinely guided change. And you have been this way for a long time. With clairsentience, you probably, feel things on a deeper level, meaning you probably have very vivid dreams, deja vus all the time. You might even kind of get like flashbacks or soul memories. You are definitely an empath. You might know that already about yourself, but I don't think you realize why you're an empath. I think you haven't, it obviously depends, but if you have taken it all the way, I think it's important for you to understand that you're not just an empath by like accident or because you're sensitive. you're an empath on purpose. There's like a purpose to that, and it's for your life purpose. So notice your reoccurring physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. Take divinely guided change. So you've probably been getting tapped and pushed a little bit to start this thing. Whatever this thing is, it has to do with your deepest calling. Whatever that calling is not something that I can tell you or answer for you, but I do know for sure part of your life purpose is to be a leader. Part of the reason that you're empathic is to be this channel for the divine. Another part of why you probably went through a lot of shit, and probably more shit than the average person, because you are an empath and you feel so deeply and you've dealt with so much on that level, is so that you could share those things with other people, so that you could relate to other people. How are you being called to step up and lead? Have you answered your deepest calling? With a warrior woman or man, I'm just seeing that nothing was an accident in your life, and there was a lot of different things that happened that I'm assuming were not necessarily like positive. And they were supposed to shape you as who you are now. They were supposed to give you this kind of Queen of Swords, King of Swords strength. They were supposed to not only give you that strength to be more courageous and a little bit harder on the surface, but so that you could be other people's pioneer, so that you could really step up to the plate, and also so that you could relate to other people. It's very interesting. You're definitely a starseed. So if you don't know what a starseed is, definitely look into indigo and crystal children, because you're one of them. You have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive. So yeah, maybe part of your life purpose is to help younger ones with this sort of empathic ability and spiritual gifts that you have. Because when you think about it, there is absolutely no institution, maybe there's a club that I've never heard of, that literally allows kids to like explore their spiritual gifts. Like, I've heard of every type of daycare under the sun. Oh, drop them off at finger painting or whatever the fuck. I have never heard of drop them off somewhere where they can develop their spiritual gifts and, you know, develop their empathicness. Maybe that's you. Maybe that's your job. But I think that some of you, I don't know why I'm touching on it, but I'm assuming it because it just seems to be a common scenario for people who are very empathic. And just based off the energy here of you being this courageous kind of warrior woman, man who really is a natural leader, who really stands up for your beliefs. And not only that, you stand up for the underdog. To me, that screams that you had a difficult childhood. But instead of taking that childhood and becoming a victim of it, you just have become a wiser, stronger being. And I feel like maybe part of your difficult childhood was, like I keep saying, in purpose to lead you to your life purpose. Part of that is so that you make sure other children don't have the difficult plights that you had. Maybe part of your work is to help children. And maybe you know this, or maybe you've been nudged to do this, but you're just not sure like where to start. I think the first place that you guys should start is in getting grounded, because you are so highly sensitive and so connected that the only way to like have any stability with this kind of range of emotions and feelings and spiritual gifts is to be grounded and to be solid and to have a routine. And then after you get grounded, to get organized. Don't let the word organize intimidate you. as it is simply a way for you to ensure clarity of purpose. Organizing your thoughts, your reports, your living and workspace, and your finances will help you know and plan your next action steps. And then amongst that, explore. Take a notebook and explore these ideas that you've had, even if they're fleeting, even if there's a million different ones. I feel like you're very connected, and the more you just connect and get grounded and meditate, the more answers you will have gained. Your mind is one with God's infinite mind, therefore you have complete access to unlimited ideas, guaranteed to bring blessings. All you need to do is take divinely guided action to allow these ideas to come to fruition. And then take divinely guided change. So it's like, all you need to do is take divinely guided action, take divinely guided change. It's like your spirit guides for sure are like pushing you to do something here. All positive change and successful ventures involve a degree of risk, and you are ready to follow your divine guidance to new territories as you leave behind that which is comfortable and familiar, but no longer appropriate for you. You make room for new and more meaningful opportunities. So with Nafis, I know that this rune is all about timing, divine timing at that. So don't expect this to emerge overnight, but know that it is emerging regardless of, you know, your timing in life, regardless of what you thought you would be doing with your life. This has been emerging for a while. It has been nudging you for a while. It's like if there was a phone, it's been ringing. It's been asking you to pick up, answer the call, to step up to the plate and lead. These are all emergences of your spiritual awakening and just sort of the portal that you're going to walk through that is going to lead you towards your life purpose. Now, it's not going to happen overnight, but it has been happening for a long time, slowly but surely, since you were a kid, since you were put here on earth, because I'm assuming a part of your incarnation as this soul is to have this destiny and life purpose. So let's explore more with the tarot. We have the Two of Swords. We have the Hermit. So you've definitely been conflicted, which naturally, it's not a bad thing. You're here for a reason, and you know, we don't just click on like, what is your life purpose video for no reason. We click on it because we want to know the answer, whether it's we want assurance we're on the right path, or whether we're at a conflict because we feel like what we're currently doing is not it. So we have renewal, which is judgment, I'm assuming. And we have the Dreamer. So you got 3 major arcana out of 4, which is pretty big. And, you know, it goes without saying, the whole theme of this video for you guys, group number 1, has been pretty, you know, significant. As I said in my kind of prerequisite, I was like, this is not one of those things where I'm going to tell you that you're just gonna be this person. You're definitely supposed to change lives. You're supposed to be where I am. Not that I'm like, not like that, but just like on the other side of this, like not listening to the tarot reading, but doing the tarot reading. And doesn't have to be tarot. It could just be like not in the TED Talk audience, but doing the TED Talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to be on the other side of being a listener, being a viewer of anything. You're supposed to be the leader. You have access to information that most people don't. And you have past experience and life experience, and you've gained wisdom from it to be able to mesh that into one very beautiful and creative endeavor. So with that said, with the Two of Swords, being unable or unwilling to make a decision, follow your own heart rather than trying to make others happy, pretending there's no problem, overanalyzing a situation. All right, so like I said, there might be some past wounds that need to be healed from your own childhood, in which for some reason you, and this is going to be for some of you, where you were born into a situation that your whole life was about making other people happy, like maybe your parents, or appeasing to what your family standards are. And you've carried that with you, and you've allowed it to govern your life purpose, quite literally. A really good book that's coming up that I want to recommend for my readers out there, I read all the freaking time, so if you guys are interested, I have lots of book suggestions, is The 3 Questions by Don Miguel Ruiz. He is the same author that has written the 4 Agreements, stuff like that. He's very popular for that. So Don Miguel Ruiz wrote this book called The 3 Questions, and these are the only 3 questions that you need to ask in life. And in one of the chapters, he talks about the different branches of government in our world, and then how we adapt it to our brain, how we adapt it to our family structure, and how we like have a set of rules and a set of rewards and a set of punishments if those rules are broken. And even as we become adults, we stay with them, even though we don't live with our parents anymore, and we don't need to get punished for something. We punish ourselves. We govern ourselves. Anyway, I'm going on a rant. The fucking point is that you guys need to stop people pleasing. Group number 1. You've not been answering this call because you're afraid of what's on the other side of that phone call. Like, you're afraid of what it means to lead, or you're afraid of what it means to be this deep in spirituality. I mean, like, you're not just like a viewer of tarot. I'm sorry. You're a messiah with a hermit. You have full permission to access your gifts and take this divinely guided change into a world that is seemingly unknown, but is full of, so much promise in which you can help children or help other people. And it takes a lot of courage, and it takes a lot of groundedness in order to 1, answer the call, and then 2, establish a career out of it or make some sort of life purpose out of it. But it's not going to go away. This is a part of your destiny. So you can ignore it, or you can try and juggle other opportunities in front of it, or in spite of it, but you will always have this nudge in the back of your mind. It will always be there because it's imprinted on your soul. So the best thing for you to do is to answer it, and I promise you that it's not dark or scary on the other side of the door. It's beautiful and abundant, and there's something about people who are a channel for the divine. They are protected and they are rewarded. I'm talking, if you're afraid of how are you going to make money from this, if you want to make it a career, you will. The money will follow. I mean, I was in real estate in Los Angeles, where I grew up. I was born there, grew up there. For like 5 years, I went to UCLA, and how the fuck was I gonna make money doing tarot? I mean, come on. I just had no conception of real abundance in a spiritual form. I just thought that if there was no paycheck written by somebody, then it was not possible to make a living, which is a limited and lack mentality idea that I got from my parents. Thank you, mom and dad, which they're amazing in other ways, but again, that self-government type of thing that we carry with us. And I had to let go of that shit, because the truth is, I just had to really affirm that if I'm doing God's work or the universe's work or spirit's work, that I would not only be spiritually protected, but I would be rewarded. And that couldn't be more than the truth. I've moved from Los Angeles, and I live in a beautiful freaking house, completely done up on the inside. Like, yes, there's still struggle. Yes, life. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say everything is perfect and jolly. I can always upgrade. I can always do better. I'm only 25, but you know, from where I was, thinking that real estate was the cash cow, thinking that UCLA was the cash cow, like that was such a dumb way to think. And I'm not saying that's what you guys are doing, but I'm saying that it's very easy to fall into that pit. It's very easy to assume that this stuff should be on the back burner. But I promise you, if you put it to the forefront, it will change your life for the better. And I think you know that. Like, everything I'm saying, I think you know deep down inside, but it's been a lack of courage. And I'm gonna say courage because we can put any excuse we want on the situation. Oh, Sam, I have bills, I have this, I have that. Like, I get it. Same. I was scared too. But at the end of the day, it's not bills and life and kids and all those things that are stopping you from answering this call. It's courage. And you guys are really supposed to be leaders, and there's people out there that need your help. We need more people like you, group number 1. We need more psychic, intuitive, and sensitive people out there leading groups of people, because right now the leaders that we have only care about themselves. They're fucking narcissists. They're only in it for big business. They're only in it for the cash cow, and we don't have enough of you. So I know you're strong enough to go against or go up against these people, and I just think that you need to do it. We have the Hermit here. So with Nothiz, the rune, it's fine to take your time developing this. Like I said, it's not going to go away anytime soon. You're always going to have this niggling feeling that you should be doing this. Don't be afraid to explore it at some point in time. Maybe in the meantime, like I said, get grounded, get organized, answer the call, at least figure out what it's about. The Hermit, time spent in peaceful meditation and meaningful solitude. Shine your light as an example to others. Seek out or become a spiritual mentor. Self-discovery. Renewal, judgment. Reviewing the past with compassion and forgiveness. Time to head in a new direction. Clarity in your life purpose. Clarity on your life purpose. In your heart, you know what to do. Oh, I don't even have to say anything. Okay, and then we have Dreamer, which is the Fool. A new start. Trust yourself. Push your fears aside and take a leap of faith. Look at the motherfucking, what is this even called? The time clock thingy. What is this even called? Look at it. Look at the rune. I'm telling you, it's like you have all the time in the world, but at the same time, it's ticking. That is so crazy. So get to work, group number 1. Let's figure out what your You Are Magic card is all about. Miracles happen all the time. We're here, aren't we? Ooh, Marilyn Nelson. So, you never know what could happen. Group number 1. I really hope that answered something that might have been pressing you guys. I love you. I appreciate you. I really hope that resonated. Thank you so much for being here and joining, and definitely comment down below because I love to see your comments. In the meantime, however, stay safe and stay healthy, and I'll see you at your next reading. Hello, group number 2. Welcome. If you chose the white aventurine, this is for you. It's super cool because aventurine is usually green, and it's white for whatever reason. And I just think it's super cool. All right, group number 2, we are here trying to figure out our life purpose. If you missed my intro, don't even worry. When I see my pile, I like tunnel vision, I skip to it. I don't even care what anyone has to say. But in my intro, I said this is kind of a loaded question. So I'm gonna do my best to answer it, but you know that I can't answer this for you. Hopefully we can dig up some synchronicities and a truth that you intuitively already know. And I'm gonna try and remind you of that truth. We're gonna figure this out in the best way that we can. So let's get with it. Group number 2, what is your life purpose? I'm gonna start with your oracle. Don't mind my nails. So we have the initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. We have water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. We have I'm sorry, defenselessness, righting past wrongs, uprooting. We have star ancestors, hidden secrets, lost wisdom. Look a little deeper. We have trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? And we have the great gathering. It's all coming together, intuitive hints, soul tribe. For your angel oracle, we have employment change. Do the work. Partnership, angel therapy, gifts from God, and you know what to do. For your rune, we have Kanes. Sorry if I totally am not pronouncing that right. And we have a You Are Magic card, which we're not gonna pull until the very end. So I'm gonna put that right there. And then we have your tarot, which I'm gonna save for when I need it. Let me make sure you're in frame. Perfect. Okay, group number 2. Wow, I mean, I'm taking a deep breath because you have been through some shit and I am really picking up on the energy. You guys really care about this question. You really want to know what your life purpose is. I mean, duh. We're here, aren't we? I'm not trying to be like redundant, but I guess what I'm picking up on is that you don't know what it is. You just know that what you've been doing is not it. So you have that like feeling, that intuitive feeling that what you're doing is not it. And you have the drive, the curiosity, the intuition to want to know more and figure out exactly what it is. You're very drawn to the stars. You know, you might not like know who your ancestors are and like be connected in that way, but you are very connected to them. It's just been lost in translation. There is that kind of lack of connectivity, like you don't have this direct connection to, I would say, your ancestors, even your guides, even the angels. It's like you kind of discount yourself. Like you don't think that you're like heavily looked after or watched over. Like you, I feel like you know somebody that is connected to their angels and you like don't think you're also connected to your angels. You're like, oh, that's their thing. Like you don't even like realize that you have angels around you because you are a very beautiful soul and blessed being. And you know, that's not the only reason they're around you. I don't know what the actual reason for angels being around people is necessarily. I just know that like you guys are more sensitive than you let off, and part of that sensitivity is in creation with empathicness. So you're not just like this brute. Why am I picking up on all this? I guess I'm just gonna go with it. I'm like questioning myself. you're not just this brute that like came here to like do something basic. And I think for a while, or for a long time even, you tried to convince yourself of that as if it was a truth. And I think in that, you made a lot of, okay, I mean, here's the thing. You feel like you've made a lot of wrong choices. Maybe you have. Who's to say what is right or wrong, you know? Who's to say that the wrong choices weren't just to lead you here, which is the right place? Point is, what's done is done. And you guys have arrived at a place in which you're very discontent. You're not happy with where you're at. I mean, you are, but you're not. God damn it, group number 2. I am questioning myself. This is one of these readings where I'm gonna be like, well, I hope they don't hate me, because I just don't know what I'm saying. And I'm really hoping I'm like relating to someone. But I will get to a point, I promise. It's taking me a while to get there. Okay. All right, so I think for a long time you tried to exclude yourself from this spiritual stuff, or you tried to assume that you weren't sensitive or intuitive or empathic even. Maybe you had to fulfill that role. Maybe you're a man. Maybe where you grew up, there was no such thing as being weak. You had to rival against something, your brother, your dad, your family, rival against your government, rival against what people might have assumed about you. Maybe people had their own predisposed judgment that you were supposed to be this thing in their eyes, a sports player or a famous person or a rich person or whatever the fuck it is. Like, my name's Samantha James, and trust me, people had a predisposition when I was a tiny person in elementary school of what I was supposed to be. And it was, what I was didn't align with what they thought I should be, you know? So I get it. And I think you guys lived your life like that for a really long time. And in that time, you made a lot of wrong choices. And I think you know that. I think that you know that. I think you made even choices that were so bad that you carry shame and guilt with you to this day about your past and about those past choices. And you allow that guilt and shame to not only stay with you, but maybe it even, and this is for some of you, is nestled in your body somewhere. Maybe some of you have body pain, because we have body care, tenderness, rest. Like, it's very necessary, because we're going to talk about the positives. And in my advice, it's going to be very necessary that you take care of your physical body. So that might be this athlete analogy where people expected you to be an athlete, you know, that kind of thing that I'm picking up on. I don't know. So you might carry it in your body, or you might carry it just with you to the point where it's created its own energy, and that energy has served as a blockage, and that blockage has really blocked you from discovering what your true life purpose is, because all of your life up until now has been one big goddamn distraction, and that distraction has overclouded so much of your life that what is on the other side of those clouds? because it's fogged and it just doesn't make sense anymore, and what is real and what is not, you know? So there's this lost wisdom. There's this hidden secret. There's this not knowingness. And in that not knowingness, you completely affirm to yourself all the time that you're not connected to your angels, that you don't know who your guides are. And maybe that's true. Maybe you don't know who your ancestors, guides, or angels are. That's not a bad thing. What is a bad thing and what is a disservice to yourself is to keep convincing yourself that you don't have any. Instead of trying to get in connection with them, you're just convinced that you don't have any. And that's just not fucking true. You're very special, group number 2. And I think it's time. I think your life purpose has led you to this reading. This is a part of your destiny. Maybe in a parallel universe, you've done this before, who knows? But it's time for you to get past the past, because you're right. The one thing that you were really right about is that whatever you were doing is not your life purpose. This niggling feeling that there's still yet something to discover about yourself, about your soul, about your destiny is true. There is still something yet to discover. But you can't get to that point of discovery until you reach the other side of this illusionary cloud-like energy that has been in the way, until you cross the threshold, until you become initiated, until you meet your rite of passage. And trust me, it's all coming together. You've been getting intuitive hints for a while now. You have been connecting to your soul tribe, maybe even a partner, maybe even a soulmate. Maybe the soulmate is spiritual and has led you even more so on this path. I'm also seeing you as someone who is a very curious and learned individual. You want to learn more, you want to read more, you want to watch documentaries. Perfect. So it's coming together and you're closer than you were before. But there's 2 problems. The first is that you're still carrying your past with you. And yes, you know, yes, there were things that you did that weren't cool. And I know you're sorry. But that's it. That's it. You gotta move forward. You gotta move forward. And number 2, well, there's 3 things. Number 2, you have to look a little deeper. A little deeper. And number 3, you need to understand that you're supported. Because let's say I handed you your life purpose. Would you even start it? Like, would you even embark on that journey? Because you don't think you're connected. You don't think you're supported. So it would take a lot of courage for someone who's been living so far into their past, or at least holding their past with them in their present, to just somehow embark on this journey without any sort of reassurance that they're supported or spiritually protected. You know what I'm saying? That would just like blow me away, that I could like hand you your life purpose and you would just like be brave enough to like do that. You couldn't just do that. Like, no one has that kind of like, no one can summon that kind of courage or bravery overnight. It takes a lot of trust and it takes a lot of reassurance. And as much as we'd love to think trust is just something that we like should naturally give and have, like, it just doesn't happen overnight. You guys need to trust not only in your fucking self, but you need to trust in the fact that you have angels and guides and ancestors around you, that you are gifted. We angels bring you gifts from your creator. Open your arms to receive. Angel therapy. Give your cares and worries to us angels and allow us to take your burdens. They want to take your burdens. They see you taking your burdens, storing it in your body, storing it in your mind, and dealing with that as an everyday up and down plight. Maybe some days are better than others, but they're like, what the like, they're not cussing, but you know, they're like, we will take that for you. Let us take some of this weight off your back so that you can embark on this journey. And the thing is, you know that there's still work to do as far as embarking on a journey. We have you know what to do, trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay and do the work. It's not enough to dream or pray. You've also have to take the positive action steps that you're being divinely guided to take. Now, what is that divine guidance? That's something that you have to look into yourself. Is it an employment change? Is it a partnership? Is it something that you have been circling around for a long time, like starting a business or co-creating a business? Is it something that you've been just merely dreaming of? Do the work. Consistently working on your priorities will make them flourish like a lush flower garden. Your career path is leading you in a higher direction with positive changes to support your dreams, priorities, passions, and life purpose. Trust that these changes will help you release the old and welcome the new. You're being supported each step of the way. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Partnership. You already have some sort of potential partnership, a family member, a soulmate, a person. Allow healthful, supportive partnerships into your personal life and career, and both parties benefit as a result. You are receiving help from heaven and from a person who brings needed skills and resources. So what's the problem? Let's pull some tarot. We have the Seven of Cups. Make a choice. Stop procrastinating or overanalyzing. Get clarity on what you desire and move forward. Too many options. We're going to read about this rune as well. The Kaunus. We have the Page of Cups. Sensitive, open-hearted, inexperienced, moody. Messages regarding relationships, new emotional experiences, heightened psychic abilities. So with the Page of Cups energy, you're just starting to embark on this journey of tapping into your intuitive gifts. Queen of Cups, loving, compassionate, psychic, self-sacrificing, deep psychic insights, caring for others but forgiving to take care of yourself. Trust your intuition, a deep love. Follow your heart. I feel like you guys have a Queen of Cups in your corner, someone who is very psychic, very spiritual, very intuitive, someone who has, been by your side. This could even be your guide that I'm picking up on. Oh, we have the High Priestess and we have the Star. Okay. It might be a physical person, but you can entrust this person with really solid mentorship and advice. This person is some sort of, for some of you, this will resonate, but they are some sort of pioneer in the spiritual world, some sort of leader, and you could learn a lot by partnering up with them. Maybe they've tried helping you find your life purpose. But anyway, the High Priestess is about meditation and turning inward to discover your soul's true desire. This is not the time for action. Develop your intuitive gifts and trust the wisdom you receive. And then the Star, ruled by Aquarius. Have faith the future is bright. Dreams come true. Positive changes that bring an end to challenging times. The light at the end of the tunnel. What is so beautiful about the Star and all of this, of that matter, is that this didn't just happen overnight. And I think that enriches your life purpose even more. I think you're supposed to partner with someone. I can never directly answer what your life purpose is, but I do know that whatever sort of job you've been doing now, or whatever job you think you should do next, is not it. This employment change it stands for saying what you're doing right now is not it, or what you're looking into doing next physically is not it. But the partnership is. Whether that's being a father or a mother, whether that's being a husband or a wife, whether that's being a co-founder of a business or helping someone with a business so that there can be, I don't know, you know, or you both creating something together. Would do the work. You know, this could also have to do with, like, let's say you're already doing, I don't know, I want to say school, something about school. Anyway, we have the Star and the High Priestess. And the Star here is really just about the fact that what you went through in the past was supposed to help you shine brighter in the future. That it was all very necessary for you to get to this point, that you almost had to have this very strong spiritual awakening. It almost had to be forced upon you. There could have been addiction issues with the Seven of Cups in result of pain. But now it's like you've come so full circle that you are learning how to nourish yourself, and maybe in change you will nourish other people, but you need to let other people nourish you, or let your angels, guides, and ancestors nourish you. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be this beautiful give and take, full circle type of thing. But the High Priestess and the Star, they're leaders. So you're gonna be a pioneer of your own journey, and it's gonna be directly related to what has led you to now. But until you get to that point, because there's still, I'm seeing a lot of work to be done, then you need to let other people help nourish you. So let's look into what kunaz means. And again, I'm probably murdering the pronunciation. I like the book, but they don't like give you the pronunciation, you know what I'm saying? Okay, what does it say? Whoa, where is it? Okay, torch, passion. The rune is tied to fire, which is at once carrier of light and heat, but also destruction. A young torchbearer has two torches in hand, and the flame that burns illuminates the wishes of the youth who is full of passion and enthusiasm. Each time that something new enters our lives, youthful energies are set in motion, and our gaze is illuminated by prospects that we had not taken into consideration. But we must not allow ourselves to be blinded by illusions or overly devouring passions. Let's reflect on how the strength of desire becomes part of our life and transforms it. Are we able to achieve what we want, or do our dreams become a destructive force? Are our ambitions commensurate with our potential? Kunaz increases our vitality and makes us resourceful, and is excellent in regards to emotional issues. Very interesting. Okay, so you have the You Are Magic card. Let's see what it says. Who said that every wish would be heard and answered when wished on the morning star? Somebody thought of that and someone believed it. Look what it's done so far. Kermit the Frog. Who said that every wish would be heard and answered when wished on the morning star? Somebody thought of that and someone believed it. Look what it's done so far. Interesting. I'm going to leave these with you so it can sit and marinate. Group number 2. Thank you so much for joining me here. I love you. I appreciate you. I really hope that resonated, and I hope to see some of your comments down below. And I will see you guys at your next reading. Hello, group number 3. Welcome. If you chose this, I believe this is not amethyst. It seems like it would be, but it's, I don't know what it is. It comes to me in waves, you guys. I don't know how to explain it, but it matches a candle. All right, so group number 3, hello, hi. We are here talking about your life purpose, potentially, if we can figure it out. Welcome. I'm going to start with your oracle, and then we will do your tarot. So to start, we have Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. We have Heareth, longing for home, homesick for the stars. Lost lands, soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. Starseed, what lights you up. For your rune, we have On Zeus. I probably didn't say that correctly. We have cooperation instead of competition. For your angel oracle, we have moonlighting, life review, career transition, and patience. And then we have your magic card, but we're gonna save that for last. Okay. Group number 3. Oh, I have such a sleepy dog. Yeah, I got a sleepy dog down here. Okay. So, group number 3. Your life purpose. I definitely feel like you guys have always had this longing for the stars. And that's because you're a starseed. You guys probably might be a Pleiades starseed here with some sort of double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. Now, if you don't know about starseeds, I would definitely Google it and look into it. It's very interesting. Basically, around this time, or around 20 years ago, a bunch of starseed souls came into the incarnation of a human to help with its ascension in the age of Aquarius. So it is probably very natural inclination for you guys to be spiritual and drawn to spirituality and tarot. I do feel like a lot of you guys have soul memories and you've had these like feelings that you've done this before, or maybe you guys might be really into like hypnotherapy and past life regression and trying to figure out like what you used to do like in your past lives. Like you guys might be very interested in that. There might also be this homesickness, this longing for home, homesick for the stars. Maybe for some of you, you can go as far as saying like you've never really truly connected to some of the earth family that you have because you always felt like there was other soul family somewhere else. I feel like you guys have grown really impatient with your search for this life purpose of yours because you know these things about yourself in which you are very attracted to spirituality and you're very attracted to maybe the stars and just what other things might be out there, but you haven't quite had a good grip on figuring out exactly what that is. And I feel like the only thing that you guys truly know for sure right now is that what you're doing currently as a career is not it. It's not your life purpose. Some of you might even be really hard on yourselves because of your age or what you might see other people doing, and you feel like you're really behind in life and you're not like achieving what you should be achieving by now. That's why we have cooperation instead of competition. What's yours is yours and no one can take it from you. There's no need to compete, as there's an abundance for all. You have complete access to unlimited abundance for yourself and to share with others. With cooperative partnerships, you can accomplish anything. So with career transition, I definitely feel like you guys will be going through a career transition if you haven't already. And if you haven't already, then while you're going through that career transition, waiting to figure out what it is that is a part of your life purpose or your destiny, you can practice something called moonlighting. You can start working on your dream career part-time while keeping your other job to pay the bills. Soon your dream career will take flight and fully support you. But I feel like right now you guys are in this transitional phase where you are sort of in life review. Like you're taking inventory of your life and trying to resolve and change or heal anything that's unbalanced. And that's not an easy task, so be patient with yourself. Your dreams are moving more rapidly than you realize. Still, they need nurturance and patience. And then we have this on saws, I don't even know how to pronounce it, rune. I kind of want to see what that means before we pull your tarot. On zoos. On saws. Okay, mouth, word. The rune is linked to words and language. The card represents Odin, the god of war, magic, knowledge, and poetry. He's speaking while the two figures on either side are listening to his prophecy. Onzus, which literally means mouth, has to do with all that is conveyed orally. The word is a powerful weapon. It can seduce, deceive, or disciple the darkness of illusions. All facets of communication are considered in this card: exchanging ideas, teaching, comprehension, lies, deceit, flattery, and secrets. What does verbal communication mean to you? Do we always express our ideas, or are we timid and prefer hiding what we truly think? Also, can we keep a secret and know when to keep quiet when circumstances require? The Onzu card helps us in those situations where there's an exchange of verbal communication. Okay, I mean, that's way more direct than like anyone else's so far in the other piles. So maybe a part of your life purpose is writing or speaking or, you know, being a leader, being a channel so that you can help other people. Now, it doesn't even have to be for the purpose of helping people, but it could just be for the purpose of expressing your truth about you being a starseed and having this lost land, looking into this kind of discovery. It could even be about your own life, but there's this life purpose of yours to communicate. So I wouldn't doubt that you guys are an air sign or have that in your chart pretty heavily. Some of you might even have it in your Mercury placement. Let's see what your tarot has to say. Wow, we have the Magician to start. Magic is alive in your life. What you need to be a success will manifest. If you believe it, you can do it. And the Magician is ruled by Gemini, and it really reminds me of Odin, the god of war, who is also the god of magic and poetry. So to me, this talks about how you guys can really use your word to convince, to persuade. Some of you might end up being lawyers, or, you know, might end up being just people who maybe you do like a crime podcast. Those are hot right now. We have the World, very full circle. So everything that maybe you have been feeling for a long time, maybe you're having this kind of epiphany, this life review kind of moment, maybe there is a natural career transition waiting to happen for you, is all very full circle with the World. It was all momentarily supposed to lead up until now. A brilliant success, a time of joyful accomplishment, and spiritual enlightenment. Freedom to do whatever you want, be proud of yourself. So that's a cool thing about communication, having a podcast, having a YouTube, communicating via social media, communicating, writing a book. You don't have to clock in and have a 9 to 5. You can really just do whatever the fuck you want and have freedom to do whatever you want, because your book, your podcast, your TED Talk can be about anything that your heart desires, that you feel passionate about. Group number 3. I don't think your life purpose is to stay in line and is to clock in, clock out. I think your life purpose is to be free with your word, to be free in expressing yourself and your truth. And I think a lot of your truth has to do with the fact that you are a starseed and you might be a channeler, and you might write a book where you are just completely channeling, and that is awesome. Okay, what else? We have the Queen of Cups. So you're very intuitive and very psychic, loving and compassionate, self-sacrificing. Trust your intuition. But you're also very enterprising. So you have this beautiful ability to be psychic and intuitive and sensitive, but it's not crippling. You have the ability to be enterprising. You can make a career out of it with the Emperor. So for you guys, your life purpose is directly enabled in your career. Not everyone's life purpose is like, oh, it has to be attached to a career. Sometimes it's like, this is your life purpose, like, and then you'll do something else for a job to pay the bills. You know, it doesn't always have to be like, we have this weird notion that they have to be intermingled. But for you guys, it quite literally could be intermingled. Logic and organization will increase your success. Take charge of the situation. Accept a leadership role. Yeah. And we have strength. Personal power and assertiveness portrayed with kindness, compassion that brings about forgiveness, realizing that you're stronger than you knew. So what's really cool about this is that you guys have this beautiful ability to be very tough and lead and be very logical and assertive. So you're very convincing. You're not like a wacko who's gonna tell people about starseeds and like they kind of look borderline crazy, which unfortunately is a just unfortunate thing, you know, because we need more people in this community, in the spiritual community, that have legitimacy and have logic and intelligence, because we need more people to be on this ascension path. It's the age of Aquarius. It's time to wake the fuck up. It's time to get woke. But you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't need another lunatic who makes us all look bad when we're trying to transition people towards this way of life. You guys could be that person where you guys are so connected, so strong, don't take shit from nobody, but you're so connected and you're intelligent and you're logical. And so you can bring forth that communication in a way that is rational and makes sense to like a non-spiritual person. You know what I'm saying? Someone who is like, quote unquote, normal. Not that you're not normal or we're not normal, or, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like right now you guys have been taking inventory of your life, kind of like resolving to be like, what has led me to this point? What is my life purpose? And maybe it was to gather information or have just mere observation about things. So be patient with yourself, because it all really is emerging. And if you feel like you can't just like take that leap of faith, then moonlight, you know, write the book on the side, start the podcast on the side, start the YouTube channel, whatever it is on the side, while you know, work a regular job, until that moonlighting kind of side hobby pays the bills and can be a full-time career. You guys have the strength and the drive with Emperor here as well to be able to accomplish this. And like I keep saying to you guys, you're intelligent, you're able to make this happen, you're able to manifest this, because not only are you using a combination of intelligence and channeling, but you also are using a combination of manifestation and visualization. You have all the beautiful elements working on your side and in your favor, and the reason for that being is because you're a starseed, and at the end of the day, this is your life purpose. So what is your You Are Magic card? All of my life, I've jumped off the cliff and built my wings. It works every single time. It never fails. Okay, maybe quit your job, you know. maybe take that leap of faith. I'm like, if you don't want to take that leap of faith and moonlight, definitely you can moonlight, but maybe you should take that leap of faith in just starting this endeavor, this project, or this thing that's always been calling you that you've known that you've had to do. All of my life, I've jumped off the cliff and built my wings. It works every single time. Group number 3, I really hope that resonated. Thank you so much for being here and joining me here. I love you guys. I appreciate you. And I will see you guys all at your next reading. Stay safe and stay healthy.